Hello, I'm Hazel, and this is the stage 3 breathwork for those with chronic illness or pain. If you haven't already, I would strongly recommend you start with stage 1, progress to stage 2 before you do this video. Also, there's an explainer video that talks clearly about why this is important and some of the science and logic behind this breathwork. If you're not sure if this breathwork is right for you, then I would recommend you chat to your GP first. In the description below, I've listed the practices that we'll be going over, so feel free to share that information. If at any point you don't feel well, if you feel dizzy, please stop. Obviously it will have an effect on you, so it's going to affect your system, particularly this stage 3 practice. So you may start to feel the heart rate, you may start to feel your breath more. That's okay. But obviously, if anything feels distressing, then please stop immediately. So, as ever, we're going to spend a bit of time doing some breath work, so we have to make sure we're comfy first and foremost. So ideally, you would be in a chair, but you can do this lying down in bed if that's more helpful for you. I just find I'm more likely to fall asleep. If you're able to use a chair, I'd use a dining room chair where you're nice and upright. You might want to have a cushion behind you to give you a bit of additional support, but you are trying to be in an upright posture if at all possible. And then think about your setting. Think about distractions. Think about noise. Can you create a nice environment for this practice? Because this is all about us trying to come into ourselves, trying to find some relaxation, trying to calm down our nervous system. So creating that right environment for the conditions of this practice is actually really important. So let's start. If you feel happy to close your eyes, then please do. Otherwise, lower your gaze. And just take a moment here, a moment to start to become aware and to start to notice. So we spend so much of our lives in our heads. We may be thinking about the past, planning for the future, or making up stories. Or it may be that we're quite overwhelmed with the sensations in our body. See here if we can just become aware of what is alive for us right now. What is it that you can notice here? Is there resistance to this practice? Is there a story about this breath work? That's all good, just notice. And just gently trying to pay a little bit more attention to the quality of our experience. Then we will direct our attention to our breath. And we'll see if we can do this without changing the breath, which is a bit tricky. Can you just notice how you are breathing? Can you notice what parts of your body are moving as you breathe? Any sounds that you're making? Can you feel any movement of air at your mouth or your nose? If you haven't already, opening your eyes. This first practice that we are going to do involves a little bit of heat generation. And this forced breath out can be really useful to do when you're efforting So what I mean by that is, for example, if you're getting up out of a chair and you have to put in some effort, using this exhale can actually be really helpful. So for example, if I was going to come out of the chair, I could breathe in and go as I push myself out of the chair. If you're going to pick up something, it could be a... So at times where you feel you need a bit of energy, a bit of effort, this breath, this forced exhale can be quite helpful. And it's a forced exhale out through your mouth. The inhale is up to you. If you can, you would breathe in through the nose. But if that's tricky, then you can also breathe in through your mouth. So it would look a little bit like this. Imagine there's a candle about 1 meter away and you're trying to blow it out. So you're trying to do a real forced exhale. If that's enough to think about, stay with that. But for those that fancy it, when you force that air out, you are also going to have a go at pulling your belly in. So on the inhale, the belly is relaxed. And on your exhale, you force the air out and the belly comes in. You just relax on the inhale. So if you were trying that at the same time as me, just rest a moment. Because these are quite upregulating. We are building a bit of heat with these, so we don't want to do too many in a row. So in a sec, we're going to try 4. And I'll show you the technique of breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, but I'll also show it in and out through the mouth for those that feels more comfortable. So to start, let's just take a relaxed breath out. Take a breath in and force the air out. Breathe in, relax. Force the air. Breathe in. Force the air out. Belly in. 1 more. Breathe in. Force the air. Blow that candle and relax. Feel in a moment. It's okay if you gently feel a little, as long as you don't feel actually dizzy. You might want to pause and take longer before we do the second set. That's absolutely fine. Ideally, you wouldn't start the second set until everything feels normal for you again. But those that are ready, we're going to do another 4. And just a reminder, if you want to try the belly, strengthening that belly as well, and don't worry if you don't. As you breathe out, belly's coming in, and I'm pointing with my finger there to just try and emphasize that for you. So taking a relaxed breath out, breathing in and out. Breathe in, just let your belly relax. And out. Got 2 more. Relax belly, breath in. And in, out with the breath. Last one. And out. Again, let your breathing return to normal. Notice what effects that may have had. And feel free to pause the video if you want to take a little bit longer. We don't want to start the next practice if you feel that you're still upregulated. We want the body to return to your baseline in between. And for this next practice, we're going to expand the triangle breath that we started at stage 2. And we'll be expanding that breath hold a little longer, with the intention of taking it into a box breath. But for now, we're going to practice the inhale breath hold. Again, as I've mentioned in stage 2, it can feel interesting when we start to hold our breath. It might feel even slightly panicky. Notice that, that's okay, that's completely normal. And the more you practice this, I hope it will get a lot easier. And what we want to be able to do is to calm down our system as we breath hold. So it's usual for it to feel a bit difficult to begin. So if you're keeping in time with me, let's all take, just a break, I always forget to say this. So how you breathe is up to you. So you may be aiming for in and out through the nose, but remember, if that's difficult, you breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. And if that's difficult, in and out through your mouth. And remember the pursed lipped option for those that are mouth breathing. So let's take a breath out together first. Take a breath in and hold. And now breathe out. Once you've breathed out, breathe straight back in and hold. Breathe out, all the way out, and then breathe straight back in and hold. Breathing out. Final one, breathe in. Hold your breath at the top. Stay relaxed. Breathe out. And let your breathing return to normal. Take a moment to feel in. See how that was for you. Again, feel free to pause the video if you need a little bit longer before we come to this final round. That's absolutely fine. I'll demo this round, breathing in through my nose and out through the mouth. If you found my timing wasn't quite right for you, that's okay as well. Once you know the practice, you're welcome to practice with a shorter or longer breath hold. Those pushing a bit longer though, remember you don't want to create any thirstiness. You want to be able to stay relaxed throughout. Okay, so when we're ready, let's take a breath out. And let's breathe in. And hold. And breathe out. Straight back in. Hold. And breathe out. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Final one, breathe in. At the top of the breath, hold it. And take that relaxed breath out. And let your breathing again return to your normal state. Notice what happened for you. And with this final practice, I just want you to feel in really to how you find that triangle breath. And if that was already a jump for you, if that was already a step up for you, you're going to repeat the triangle breath and you're not going to do this final box breath. It would be better to gradually build to it. But I just want to complete this stage 3 with showing the box breath because it involves an inhale breath hold and an exhale breath hold. And the exhale breath holds can be really effective for getting us to be able to breathe slower and be more tolerant to our breath. But we have to do this gradually. So a real genuine check-in, is it better here for you to go back and repeat that? Maybe one more round of triangle? Or for those that fancy the box breath, I'll be demoing that now. So it would be a hold on the inhale and the exhale. Again, you choose how you're breathing. So in and out through the nose is the first choice. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then if neither of those are possible, it's in and out through the mouth. That's okay. You're still doing breath work. It's really good. But where you can, push your lips would be ideal. Again, I'll use my hands to guide if that's at all helpful. And at any point, you're welcome to stop the practice, chill out, and know that you've done some great work already. So those that are following for box, you'll be taking a breath out And then breathing in, hold in, hold at the top, and then breathe out. And now hold your breath at the bottom as well. Breathe in, hold, breathe out, let the air come out, and then hold your breath here at the bottom. Resist, and now breathe in. Hold, breathe out, hold. One more round. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out, and hold. When you're ready, breathe in again. Let your breath return to normal. Take a moment, see how that was for you. On average, exhale breath holds can stimulate a little bit more, hence why we start with the inhale ones. So if you tried that and it felt like it was a bit too much, you can always go back to triangle. If you felt actually that practice was quite helpful, have a think about the size of your boxes, whether you slow down the counts. You may find you're counting more for 4 to 5 counts, and roughly making your box equal length, but it's fine to have more of a rectangle box if that works better for you. So I hope those practices are helpful. If you have questions, then please do reach out and get in touch. And we have progressed over those stages, so notice which ones were helpful. The previous practices are still useful, so you can, once you learn these techniques, you can always combine them. That can work really well. Take care. Thank you.